representatives-elect will please raise their right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter, so help you God? Congratulations, you are now members of the 116th Congress. Without objection, the gentleman from California is recognized for 1 minute.
By tradition, the dean of the respective state delegations introduces new members from their state at a swearing-in after a special election. Our dean, the dean of the California delegation, is also the Speaker of the House. And while I have seen her do amazing things, I have never seen her be in two places at the same time. So I have the distinct honor of filling in for her here as dean, and the pleasure of introducing Mike Garcia, the new member from the 25th Congressional District. The election has, as I noted before, not been certified by the Secretary of State, but there is no dispute about the result. Congressman Garcia was born in 1976 and is a native of Santa Clarita, California, and is a first-generation American citizen. Congressman Garcia moved to Saugus, which is now part of the city of Santa Clarita, in 1982 with his mother and stepfather at the age of 6. Mr. Garcia received his bachelor's degree in political science from the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis in 1978. He was nominated to that academy and to the Navy by our longtime colleague, the former chair of the House Armed Services Committee, our friend Buck McKeon. He later earned a Master of Arts in National Security Policy from Georgetown University. He is a former U.S. naval officer and flew as a pilot in the Navy from 1998 until 2009. After the Navy, Congressman Garcia worked in the aerospace industry and now owns his own real estate business. Mike is the husband of Rebecca Garcia and the father of Preston, age 13, and Jet, age 3. I represent the district that lies immediately to the south of Mike Garcia, and the gentleman who represents the district immediately to the north is the distinguished minority leader, who I know has additional words to say about our new colleague.
Thank you. Do you yield?
I yield to the gentleman from California.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. And Madam Speaker, in the last 230 years, dating back to the founding of our republic, fewer than 11,000 Americans have had the privilege to stand here as a member of Congress. Today is my honor to welcome one of the newest, Mike Garcia. As a veteran, a businessman, a family man, and a first-generation American, Mike has shown a driven approach to everything he's taken. If you ever want a definition of America, look to Mike's life. First generation, many like our fathers, mothers, grandparents wanted something better for their children, so they came to America. Mike dreamed at age 6 that one day, maybe he could become a Navy fighter pilot. He knows it would not be easy, so he strived, applied himself, and was nominated to the Naval Academy from this body itself. Not only did he excel, he graduated in the top 3%, becoming a fighter pilot, something many of us always look to the skies to dream and wonder what it takes to become one. As he became a fighter pilot, his nation called upon him to defend our freedoms, those that we uphold, that he just raised his hand to defend the Constitution a few short moments ago. He excelled at that because he believes in service. After his service into the Navy, he worked as a businessman. He has a beautiful family, Rebecca, sons Preston, who's with us on the floor, and his son Jet up with his wife Rebecca and his brother and sister-in-law. George Washington once said, "Remember that it is the actions and not the commission that makes an officer, and that there is more expected from him than the title." Washington was speaking about being a military officer, but his advice perfectly describes what it means to be a member of Congress. We are a small group with a big responsibility to represent the voice of the people in Washington. Ultimately, it is our actions, not our titles, that matter. Mike's feat today is not something people just assumed. Yes, you have to run. Yes, you have to unite people, but he did something that people on my side of the aisle have not done in more than 22 years. He did it in a manner where an election was bigger than most people have thought, and they had to run these races in a time of a crisis in America that they held the elections to be different. He changed the course in a few short times. If there's one person that I can believe that can unite this body, unite this nation, is a man whose life actually defines America. Family comes here that dreams of a life better for their children. He strives and excels in public education to get nominated by the United House of Representatives and his own congressman to go to the Naval Academy. He excels at an academy to become a jet fighter pilot and defends our nation in a time of need. And one more time his nation called upon for him to serve, he rose to the occasion in unbelievable obstacles that many did not believe he could achieve by uniting a district to help unite a nation and help unite Congress itself. With that, I congratulate you, Mike, and I look forward to what you're able to achieve in this body, much that you've been able to achieve before you came here. I yield back to
Thank you.
Mr. Sherman.
I think it's...
Does the gentleman yield?
I
to
now
the
yield to
member of
our
Congress?
newest member from California, the Honorable Mike Garcia.
Thank you. Without objection, the gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Gentleman from California, Leader McCarthy, for that very gracious introduction. I want to thank you all for being here today. First and foremost, I want to thank my beautiful bride and wife, Rebecca, our two beautiful boys, Preston and Jet, for being the backbone of my survival and the spirit of this campaign for over a year now. So thank you very much. I also want to thank the 715,000 people in California's beautiful 25th Congressional District that helped me get here, and it is a huge honor that has been bestowed upon me to represent you in this body. I do it with humility and with, hopefully, performance that represents all of us in the 25th District. I can think of no better way to serve this country, to serve our district, than to be here today taking this oath and doing the job before me over the course of the next several years. For 244 years, this beautiful nation has thrived and survived on the back of those who showed up at the right time to do the right thing and for the right reasons. I, as an American, someone who is a first-generation American who served my country, I show up today as not only a patriot but now a citizen legislator to make sure that we do what's right for our country first, to make sure that we do what's right for my district that I represent, and to hopefully get through this crisis as a solid, unified country, becoming stronger as we do so, more cooperative in the efforts, and hopefully making this nation the strongest the world has ever seen for several decades, millenniums to come. I appreciate your all support. Thank you for being here today, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Without objection, the gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized
Madam
for 1
Speaker,
minute.
I ask unanimous consent to address the House.
Without objection?
Madam Speaker, one of the few things that deans do around here, aside from using our institutional memory, is to ask unanimous consent that people who are elected in special elections from their state be permitted to take the oath of office. And today it is my great honor and indeed a privilege to ask that Tom Tiffany be able to take the oath of office and to join the list of fewer than 11,000 people that have been honored by their constituents to serve in this House. Tom spent a lot of his life being a successful small businessman. He was elected to the Wisconsin Assembly in 2008, and 2 years later was elected to the first of 2 terms in the Wisconsin Senate. He has been a very strong and vocal proponent of the interests of people in northern and western Wisconsin, and he will continue to do so on the national stage. So it is now my honor to yield to my new colleague from Wisconsin, Tom Tiffany.
It's not on. Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I ask for unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks.
Please use the mic.
It's not on.
Thank you.
Yep, it's working. Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to thank Leader McCarthy and the members of the Wisconsin delegation in attendance here today. And thank you, Congressman Sensenbrenner, for the kind introduction. I wish you the best as you conclude your years serving the people of Wisconsin in the halls of Congress. Thank you, Speaker Pelosi, for taking time out of your busy day to conduct this swearing-in. Thank you. My message is simple. 10 years ago, I was given the great privilege to represent the people of northern Wisconsin in the state legislature in Madison. I made one commitment to them: to advance the cause of freedom and liberty. Today, I make that same commitment to the good people of northern and western Wisconsin to fight for those same enduring ideals that form the foundation of the American Republic. Madam Speaker, I wish to thank my mother, Virgil Tiffany, who, along with my deceased father, Pat Tiffany, raised my 7 brothers and sisters in the little town of Elmwood, Wisconsin, with love and devotion. I am here today, Mom, because of the persistence and determination you have lived your life by every day. Madam Speaker, I suspect that she's down in her kitchen right now canning sauerkraut and pickles, just like she's always done as a farm girl. Yes. And finally, to my wife, Chris, and our 3 daughters, Carlin, Lexi, and Catherine. They're up in the gallery there. I hope you are as excited as I am as we turn the pages to a new chapter in our lives. Thank you for standing with me all these years. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Madam Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In light of the administration of the oath of office to the gentleman from California and the gentleman from Wisconsin, the whole number of the House now is 432. Pursuant to Section 4B of House Resolution 967, the House stands adjourned until 11 a.m. on Friday, May 22nd, 2020. Thank you.